Good morning, everyone. Try to get started here a little bit. Um, I got to double check my time. Am I ahead or behind? Can't remember. Right at right at 9. Okay, I'm making it pretty much on time. Trying to get started here. I'm coming from home this morning. I hope my signal's going to be pretty good. I'm running off my hotspot Wi-Fi and trying to use it. Uh, I've had a huge week this past week getting our store moved from one past week getting our store moved from one location to the other. It is a monumental task, I can tell you that. It really takes the best out of you to do that. I'm worn out. I'm worn out to say the least, because it's something to break down a complete store, and then I don't know if I'm getting any chats in here or not. I'm, I may have to pull up another one here just to double check my chats. I'm getting people in. I'm not getting any. Oops. Let me move my screen here a little bit. Oh, there we are. Hey, JC. Yeah, I was wondering if my chats were coming through there or not. Uh, yeah, I've had a rough week. Whoops, excuse me. Move my little. I'm actually a laptop in here. I've got my iPad. I'm working off my iPad here. I got that little iPad Pro with a keyboard, and it gets a little bit shaky leaning here on the actual laptop. But it's been a tough week as far as work. I mean, we have really put the work in. Of course, Napa has really put the work in for me too. I mean, it's been amazing to see what they are capable of doing, and they do a really good job. They come in. Well, here's the missus. Are you going to say anything?
No.
You're not going to say anything? My wife, she would prefer I do this over at the new Napa store instead of here in her house, because I don't have time to go over there.
Yeah, but remember you got to move your pickup
Oh.
so Dina can get out in a little bit. Not right now.
Okay, not right now. What time does she got to do that?
She usually leaves about 10.
Okay, well, I'll be off the air then. JC said hey.
Hey, JC.
Yeah, let me turn it around. No, don't turn it around. Okay.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Okay. She won't let me turn the camera around.
I'm good.
She's good. She's good. She'll say it, you can hear her, but she's off camera. She's moving. She's watering some house plants and doing her thing right now. So she's good not to be on camera. But had a big day yesterday. I went up to a Hickory woodworking show, and I was able to line up some product too to put in our store. I mean, there's a lot of crossover type product, people like Klein, Craig, I said Klein, Fine, Fein. Yeah, I better not poke the bear, had I? JC said I better not poke the bear. Yeah, I can get poked back real quick. She's already dropped a 2x4 on my head one time this week. I don't need it. I don't need to be slammed.
It's a 1x4, not a 2.
Well, okay, let me rephrase it. It was a 1x4. She said not a 2x4, but it hurt like a 2x4. I can tell you that. We were doing the trim on the door, and I told her to hold the board, and she held it at the bottom, and then it flipped back on me and popped me right in the head. So, I guess I got grounds for a lawsuit there, hadn't I? I don't know. I don't know who would win on that deal. I guess the lawyers would win since it's our money. But yeah, it's been a very busy week. Yeah, another busy week coming up. Between that and I lost a ECM on a truck. Had to go tow a truck in. Uh, when was that? Friday night. Friday night. Yeah, Friday night we had an ECM went out on one of the cat engines. So I'm gonna have to check around on a ECM and double check that. Uh, One of those things is just well, good morning, Ed. Hope you're doing fine. Uh, yeah, it's one of those things you just take it in stride and you jump in there and do what you have to do. Larry didn't get back till about 4 in the morning Saturday morning. Oh God, yeah. Well, I've had that. That happened to me, JC, about what about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I had the same thing. Hey, Ponka. Yeah. I had the same thing happen. I mean, you'll get drivers that the guy that blew the turbo had he stopped his truck instead of sucking all the oil out of the engine. I wouldn't have seized up that engine, but I had that to happen too about 3 weeks ago. I mean, they can really mount up on you. These guys. The problem is these drivers, they don't care, and they'll swear up and down it wasn't them. They didn't cause a problem, or it was going to happen anyway, or they'll deny deniability, I guess you might say. That's what's going to happen when you have these drivers. I hope this shaking camera's not bothering y'all too bad. I know I'm shaking a little bit. I may have to move over to a more stable spot. I've actually got it sitting on my lap a little bit here. But yeah, the drivers they're bad about just doing just that. They will they don't care. That's the bad thing about it. I mean, we're small businessmen and we can't afford too many hits. I mean, you just have to absorb it, and it's really aggravating when you got that. I mean, they want a good job, they want a good paycheck, but then they don't help you out when it comes to time things like that, and or don't think. They just go ahead, whatever's convenient for them. They'll drive a truck till it quits, just so maybe they can make it to a truck stop. That's what happened to my guy. He kept driving the truck, even though he should have stopped right when that turbo popped, and when he knew he lost power, he should have stopped it immediately. But instead, he drove over to a truck stop so it would be convenient for him, so he didn't have to sit on the side of the road. So instead of doing that, it cost me an engine. There goes $15,000 out of my pocket, but no skin off his teeth. And that's the way the trucking business is. I mean, you get them like that, and started flashing. He kept driving. The same thing. I've had the same things happen like that, JC. They will. I guess that's what they call them, idiot lights. They call them idiot lights because these idiots won't stop when they see the light. Check engine light, it does not do anything for some of them. They will go all the way to a shutdown. I've had the same thing. I had a boy that he popped a bottom radiator hose, nothing but a radiator hose that he popped, but he kept on driving that truck till it seized up, took all the water out of the engine and seized that engine up. That happened, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Instead of, when that check engine light first came on, had he stopped to see that he had a major hose popped, stopped right on the side of the road, would have been okay. But instead, he kept driving. Hey, Chris. Yeah, this is the JC and Michael Memorial page, engine memorial page. Yeah, we're conversing about all the engines we've lost over the years. I've lost my fair share, I can tell you that. In the past 32 years, if you're a contractor for 32 years, you're going to have 32 years of people that are doing crazy things to your equipment. And and that's the one thing that trust me, they heard it from me. Yeah, trust me, Ponka. They got an earful. I've had to dismiss some drivers in the past because of just stupid things like that too. I mean, I just couldn't take it. I've had some. I had one boy that wrecked too many trucks. I've got his last wreck. I could have probably worked a situation and kept him on, but he was just too dangerous. He was too careless, and I have a bill right now back from FedEx. I got to pay that's on the insurance part. My deductible part was $10,000. $10,000 for a wreck. That I have to pay that $10,000. So it's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I have that to happen too. Yeah, I have guys call me all the time to say, "Yeah, I got something. So and so's. This is broke on my truck, and I don't know how that got damaged." And I go, "Well, yeah, I know how it got damaged." Uh, yeah, it's it's a crazy world out there to try to keep up with stuff like that, and it really tests the ability of a small businessman to stay in business. I mean, it doesn't take, but you know, I make good money. I'm not denying that, but yeah, right. The damage behind the loose nut behind the wheel. Yeah, that's what I usually tell them. I said, yeah, we got that problem with the loose nut behind the steering wheel, and the you can really really tear yourself up with uh, the just the silly crazy things that guys will do to you. I mean, just you want to just scream. You just want to go outside and scream. And I think I have a couple times because I mean, like the guy that I had just I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, ran a truck out of fuel. Just ran a truck out of fuel. He tried to make all kind of excuses. That his first excuse was, well, the pumps were busy at the terminal when I left, so I went ahead and left. I decided I'd get it in Atlanta. So he gets to Atlanta. What happens? Well, they were busy down there, and I decided I would just get it at the truck stop. And then when he did actually run out, he said, well, the lights were out on the. He said because of that storm that came through. He said, I believe the lights were out at the truck stop. I didn't see the sign for the truck stop, and I got by it before I knew about it. And he ran out 1 mile past the truck stop. Cost me $300 for the service call for the service for the TA guys to drive 1 mile up to my truck, put in fuel, and then for him to get fuel after that. Cost me 300 smackers. Well, I, I'm short on drivers, and I don't want to fire somebody right now. I just bit my tongue. I wanted to wring his neck, but if anything else comes up with this gentleman, and I do have enough drivers, I will eliminate this driver because he has come up with excuse after excuse after excuse on little crazy things. And yeah, I know it. I tell you what, and we can't. Oh yeah, that one. I keep a good mental file of everything that these drivers do, and of course we write it up, and we have, uh, we have it filed for everything that every single thing that comes up, we have them filed. Now, like this one Friday night, well, that was totally our fault. I mean, an ECM is going to go out. You just don't know when it's going to go out. So that in that case, I actually pay the driver for the completed trip, although I won't get paid for the completed trip. And I, you know, the next day he got off because he couldn't drive because he was up until 4 in the morning. So he was off the next day, so he was able to get a longer. He won't get paid for that day, but he'll get his day off. He'll enjoy having that extra day off. I know, but we get these drivers and they the driving pool out there is very small right now. There's not a ton of good drivers available, and that really is hurting the situation. Hope this light. I got a little bit of light. Let me move. I'm gonna kind of reposition. Well, no, it's worse that way. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. I see some light coming in. I hope I got a little bit of light on both. It looks like a halo, doesn't it? I guess that's because I'm an angel here. I'm such a sweet guy here. Uh, I wouldn't. My drivers wouldn't think I'm that way. But like I said, the week's been good. Other than that, I've been real busy on the Napa end of it. The Napa side of it's been so busy, and I'm really impressed with Napa. Napa has really come on strong for me. Good morning, Mr. Garage. Yeah, I don't know. They need to make truck driving seem a little better as a better occupation to get out there because it's not, we're not getting the pool of drivers that we should get. The people that we get out there, and it's sort of crazy. I was talking with somebody else. I hired a friend of mine just 2 weeks ago. He came in. I hired him just as a job to come in and help me with my networking and phones at the building because he worked 38 years at AT&T. He graduated high school with me. He's retired. Been retired about 6 or 7 years now. And he's hey Jeff. Now this Jeff that just chimed in is one of my mechanics. We got more projects for you, Jeff. I'll tell you that. We got I don't know if you saw where Larry went after the truck. It seems to be an ECM problem. Jeff, one that just chimed in is one of my mechanics. He's a full-time mechanic for me. He's been with us about 4 months, I believe, 4 or 5 months. Yeah. But yeah, the caliber of people that is tough to get right now. We've hired some young people to work for us, and the younger generation has just been tough. I mean, they don't know what to do. They look around. They act like they've got their fingers stuck up their rear because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get in there and do some work. And I've been very successful getting more experienced retired people. Like I said, Richard Curley, this guy that I just hired, he's very good. He's retired AT&T. He's come in and he's worked his tail off at my building, running network wire, running phone lines and everything else, and getting all that set up, and done a fantastic job. But I can hire the younger people, and they'll stand around and just wait and was sort of like, scratching your head and I don't care and whatever you want to do, you can, they'll wait for you to say, move from this spot to this spot, please. They can't see that a job needs to be done. They can't look around at the shop or look around at anywhere and say, well, we ought to pick up this trash and take it over here to the trash can, or we ought to sweep this or clean this, or we ought to go over here and help this. They will go sit down on a stool and say, well, what do you want me to do next? Or sit on the stool until somebody comes around and say, what are you doing? And that kind of employee is not what I want. I want somebody with incentive. I mean, I hired, to give you an example, like I said, I hired Richard. Richard has run all over my place, and he said, Mike, I believe we need to do this, this, and this. Let's do this. Let's run this cable here. And I go, hey, go for it. Hey, all he has to do is tell me what his ideas are, and I'll say, well, either let's do this, or just somebody with a brain, a common sense brain that can say, I want you, I want to do this so we can get it done, and I want employees to, take the initiative to do something without having to be told to do it. Even sometimes if it's wrong, if we had to redo it, I would rather them, put something into it rather than sit on their butt or stand around looking at you or looking up at a piece of equipment going, well, I wonder what we're going to do next. I, that drives me crazy because every person that works for me, and yeah, you gotta have some people with pride and self worth, and want to do something professional. I mean, I got some great guys, and I've been lucky. Larry, my foreman in the shop, he does, he shakes his head sometimes at the ones that the young ones we get, and seriously, it is the younger generation, the ones that drives us crazy. I mean, they will, you try to give them a job, but it's tough. It's I have a few young ones that come along here and there. I've got a young boy that works at my Napa store. He's almost ADD. I got to slow him down sometimes. He's like a ping pong ball sometimes, and I had to calm him down, but I would rather calm him down and have him doing all kind of things than having some of these guys that will just, like I said, they'll turn around and they're sitting down, and that's the crazy thing. Yeah, yeah. It's not that they're not able, they're not willing, or don't want to do something. That's it in a nutshell. I mean, you've got to have somebody that's got to have some incentive. You got to have somebody that wants to, you know, yeah. Everybody, is getting on the program. Yeah, common sense. We are so lacking in common sense out there right now. The whole nation, as a whole, is lacking in common sense. That's why our political process is in such a disarray now. We got all these crazies running around protesting over. It blows my mind, and this is going to be my only political part. I'm not trying to tell people how to vote. I don't care how people vote. I don't care, but I think, the common sense people right now are looking at whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. But I'm just saying the common sense people look at our political situation right now and say, why are these people out protesting? That one, the economy is getting better. Two, that we're trying to secure our borders, and things that you want to say. You want to secure your borders to keep people from coming in and taking what's rightfully yours that you work for. And then you got the crazies that are saying, let's go out there and let anybody and everybody come on in and we'll pay you. We'll wreck your welfare system. We'll wreck your Social Security, and we'll wreck all your everything, and you're not even secure. I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican or whatever. It's stupid to want to think that we can feed the world and give all the other countries, let them come across our border in here. I mean, try to cross over into some of these other countries. They shoot you. They have border patrol. They don't want you coming into their country. You go over to Iran. You walk 5 foot into Iran, they're going to have you arrested, and you're going to be in jail. So that's it. I mean, like I said, I'm not. This is not a political thing there, and it's a common sense thing again, and that's what drives me crazy. we have got to protect our jobs over here. We have got to protect our way of life. And and I'm gonna tell you something, guys. You think I'm a hard-nosed Republican? I'm actually a Democrat. I'm an old Southern Democrat, have been for 50 years. But I don't vote with Hillary and all these other junky idiots out there. I'm going, what do those crazy people want? But, you know, it's, that's my political stance on that. Like I said, I'm not, I'm an old Southern Democrat. Uh, have been for 50 years because that was a political party that was strong in the South, and you couldn't get anything. It's changed a lot. Probably, you know, I probably would align myself more in the middle of the road and everything else, but that's just the way things were back 50 years ago. And but I'm telling you that as a registered Democrat, that the idiots out there are going crazy on the Democratic side, and or they're almost the socialist side right now, and it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I'm an old Southern Democrat from the John Kennedy type thing that had some common sense about stuff, but golly, we're in a crazy situation right now in this world. So you know, and like I said, even whatever party you're affiliated with, just vote your brains. Don't vote a party. I don't vote a party. I could care less if I'm a Democrat, a Republican, an Independent, or whatever. Vote what you feel like's right, and don't vote party alignment. I don't. I don't. I don't align myself with a party and say I've got to vote their way. They're crazy. I'm voting my brain. And well, JC, I see you're going to the shop. You take care and everything. But you know, like I said, that's my, yeah, I know it, and that's the way I am too, Chris. I vote my common sense, and however you want to register is sort of immaterial. I mean, if you register Democrat, and like I said, I registered that way 50 years ago, and when it was the party that most people liked in this area, and and our family had registered that way, and we didn't go crazy, but gosh, in the past few years, it's gone crazy, and that's what's really upset me. And but I always vote my brains. I don't vote with my political affiliation. It's just stupid. And I hope more Democrats feel that way. I hope more people with common sense feel that way. They go, well, I can't vote that way. That's stupid. And so that's sort of my political stance on that. And I hope I'm not rant and rave on politics, but it ties in with common sense again, like what we were talking about. But I feel like common sense is where we need to be, and I guess if we had a common sense political party, I would be number one on that. But there's not such a thing. So I hope America will vote in that way. I hope people will go forward with that because it's stupid. It's stupid. We got to be able to secure our country, and I give our president a thumbs up. I give our president a thumbs up for what he's trying to do. Do I like everything he does? Heck no. I mean, he's probably and do I care who he goes to bed with or who he's had sex with or all this? No, I don't. I care less. I don't want people to care who I have anything with. I don't care what the next guy. I don't care who you sleep with. Doesn't matter to me. You know, I do care about what kind of laws that we have and what promises you made and you kept. And I can see that we're in better shape with that than we've been in years. I mean, can these guys come on and cheer and try to be a rock star president like our former president was? Yeah, I mean, they do that. But you can, just because you're popular in that sense does not mean that you're doing the right thing. I want somebody to do the right thing with our country, I want somebody to, like I said, common sense. Common sense. That's what I'm after. And that's my political rant. I'll get off on that. I try not to be too political, but like I said, and it's not politics is for one party or the next, because I've told y'all guys where I stand on that. Yeah, but you know, getting back to the work this week, we've been working hard, and if Jeff's still in here, that was my mechanic that he popped in a while ago. Uh, my head mechanic Larry, he's always kidding them. He said, "Guys, we're never lacking work here in the shop. We've always got something to do. We've got job security. So my guys have a ton of job security because they're able to, there's always something coming up." Yep. Well, I'm the same way. I try not to do like Pancas just said. I try not to do that, and there's so many people out there doing it, and it's making their life. But I'm back into common sense is what I'm after. I want people to treat me fair. I want to treat people fair. I want to, you know, I don't want everything that I've worked for the past 68 years to go for naught. I want everything. I want everybody to, just be fair with that if I can. Dina, could I ask you a favor? Could you get me a Mountain Dew? I'm getting a little bit hoarse. My daughter just walked in. She won't get on the TV, but she might get dear old dad something to drink here, because I've been, after I'm talking for 40 or 50 minutes or whatever, my voice gets a little hoarse. But she's like her mother. She's shy. She won't. Thank you, Dina. You say hey.
Hey.
I got a very good daughter. She works for us, and she's our girl Friday. So and she's Dad's pet too. She knows that. So I can't say enough about my good daughter I've got. But we getting a ranting and raving and everything about the things that are going crazy out there. And like I said, back to common sense. I guess that's my biggest rant is common sense this week. We have times that people have not even used a lick of common sense, and yep. But the common sense thing is if more people would do that and realize that that's how they want to be treated. I want people that can take the initiative to do a job and just do it right. You don't have to be fast at it. You don't have to be the best at it. You just need to use some common sense and work steady and work hard and realize the end goal, that each person pulls their own weight. And if they don't pull their own weight, if they don't do a job that's productive and actually make money back for the company, then I don't need that employee. So each employee that I have, if they use their common sense and say, what can I do to help this company grow? And, they make themselves valuable. But the employees that, like I said, want to sit on their butts, and of course, my drivers, or say if it's a driver, if they don't take the initiative to check the equipment. I mean, I have one of my best drivers that called me this week, and he was telling me the things that we're going to have to fix on the truck. I mean, he got behind a gravel truck or something. We got a windshield we're going to have to replace on his truck when he gets back in for service, and a couple other little small items he saw. And he's good. He does a good, what they call post-trip inspection of the truck. And he realizes that if we don't do that post-trip inspection, you know, which a lot of my guys don't. I mean, I preach to them to do that, but they may get up and say, well, I got a flat tire on my truck this morning. Well, did you check it when you got in? Because it was probably flat when you got in. I mean, generally speaking, they just don't go flat overnight. I mean, they can. I mean, if they got a slow leak or if they got a bolt in them. But if you check your tires and you see that you've got a bolt in one, and you tell me that I think I got a bolt in this tire, because you can't check 100% of the tire. You can only get about 60 or 70%, but you can walk around and look at the tires, make sure that something's not leaking on the truck, make sure something's not broken on the truck. Small things can do that. Check your lights when you get out. Check your lights, make sure all your headlights and your clearance lights are working. You do that and then shut the truck down, then we're in good shape. I got so many of them though that they get to the terminal, they unhook the trailers, they park the truck, they jump out of the truck, and boom, they're gone. They won't take 5 minutes to look that truck over, and then the next morning they'll call me. And some of them leave out at 4 o'clock in the morning. They'll call me and they'll say, "Oh, I got a headlight out." Well, yeah, you probably had that headlight out yesterday when we could have fixed it. But instead, now you're going to be late because we have to go down there and fix that headlight or fix that clearance light before you can leave. And then they're all upset, going, "Oh, well, this, and this." No, it's usually because of post-trip inspection. I mean, they do their pre-trip because they know they got to make sure to get everything looking good to go out. But the post-trip inspection is the hardest one for me to get to people to do. So it's tough. But again, that's the business part of it. I mean, it's back to our I guess the theme of what we've been talking about with the toll across the board, whether it's trucks, politics, or whatever. Common sense. We just don't have the common sense out there that we used to, and all that. Well, guys, I'm getting a little bit, my throat's getting a little bit scratchy, so I'm going to just get out of here right now, if y'all don't mind, because I've been online about 40 minutes here, and that's about all I've got to say this morning because my voice is leaving me a little bit. The older you get, the harder it is to talk for 40 minutes. Well, y'all take care. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some good video from the store move and some other things, some other exciting things I've got. I'll probably just upload those things. But y'all take care. I'll catch y'all next Sunday. Same time, same station. And y'all take care. See ya.